welcome to my video. Today, we donating $5 to my favorite bathtub screamer. Hot tub streamer. Yeah.
I've got 2 gloves on, so that marks 2 sketches, because these are gonna be sketch tier commissions. So the first commission of the day comes from a little backstory, actually, before I get into that. See this pile of sketchbooks back there? 3 of these are all from this year. Big part of the reason why I've managed to fill up like 3 sketchbooks already, because I started going to these figure drawing events in my hometown, Tallinn. I became like a regular in these weekly figure drawing events. I've become like a somewhat known person in there. I'm gonna be doing like a workshop type thing in the near future, demonstrating my technique for doing figure drawings. But the host of the events reached out to me, was like, hey, you know what would be fun if I were to order a commission from you, showing the process on the channel. The attendees will be able to get like an idea of what they'll be getting into when the workshop rolls around as far as technique and such. After our chat last week, Wednesday, I got very excited about ordering a commission from you and to see the process of the drawing come to life. It would be a good exercise for your upcoming workshop at Drink and Draw as well. So hereby I would like to commission a model drawing sketch from you. Fully understanding that nudity might be an issue for your channel, I invite you to take a look at my Patreon. There are several beautiful photo shoots with dressed models as freebies available for non-patrons. Pick a photo reference that you like and get started. I think that 1 hour is enough to get a nice worked out sketch. So I picked one of the clothed images from this pack with the pin-up retro bike girl type deal. Felt like if I'm working with like a page of this size, it would fill up the page just right. Gotta start out with the head, since the head is typically the most important part of any figure drawing. You wanna have the placement of it be like not too close to the edge of the pages, like, because everything will be leading up to the face typically. But yeah, I have like a little bit of an unusual approach, I guess. It's like not academic in a way. What I mean is I don't mark down like the big landmarks of the body first, or like the positioning of legs, hands in 3D space. You know, I just draw lines and I connect them. Like, it's a little bit like straight drawing. Not fully, but I do tend to just go piece by piece like that. And I try to do everything as much as I can with like a single line. So it's not like a 1-line challenge that I'm doing, but I try to avoid scratchy lines. Since we have a whole hour and a half as opposed to like the 10 to 15 minutes that is available on the figure drawing sessions, I drew the base for the entire body first, so I could start drawing clothes on top of it. Because when doing like a 10-minute timer, I just draw the clothes straight away. But let's start with the belt here, since everything will be starting from there. By everything, I mean just the shirt and the skirt. The belt creates like a tension point, sort of. Some of the folds will be leading into there, or like being stretching from this part to this part. Like, these are the tension points. Anyway, before I could move on to the skirt, I used my business card as like a ruler here. Shameless promotion. I just wanted to show off my cards. But yeah, we gotta get some of the bike in there first, because it will be in front of everything. This is actually the toughest part, like the wheel that's foreshortened a little bit, because drawing circles in perspective like that is really tough for anybody. I think like it's harder than drawing anatomy for me. On God, for real. But yeah, I felt like I could add the skirt in now. Nothing fancy going on there, just to like some long vertical folds over the top. Aside from like the dotted pattern, it only has like these long vertical folds, so that's pretty easy. Time drawing the other wheel and like some other bike elements. This one isn't as foreshortened, so it's pretty easy. Nothing really to go wrong with here, just drawing like straight and curved lines for the bike. Like, people typically don't see bikes, especially retro bikes, every day, so even if something is off, like, you can't tell immediately. Anyway, moving on to the face, like, did a little physical zoom in with the thing I was filming with. Gotta draw in the glasses first to get the tilt of the head right, because this is a tilted angle like this. Making symmetry on both sides of the face correct in angled faces like this is kind of tough for me. For some reason, actually I know the reason, it's because I cannot flip the drawing like I can digitally with one button. Did the nose a little too low there, erased it, made it higher. I think I looked at the drawing in the mirror to spot that. So instead of hitting a hotkey, I'm able to physically look at the drawing from a mirror. The face came out pretty okay. It is kind of small though, so I don't really have the option to add a lot of details in there anyways. I decided to erase her back leg because the angle seemed a little wrong. I looked at the drawing in the mirror again and saw that compared to the front wheel position of that leg was off. It's bending forward a little bit, like you cannot move your foot like to the front of the knee, but sometimes like the muscles create like this weird curvature that makes it look like the knee is bending backwards or like forwards actually. Anyway, bike elements, we can detail that up a little bit more now. Majority of the bike and like the major elements are in there already, so I was able to start on the pseudo shading paths I do. When working in pencil, I usually don't fill in large areas for shading. What I do instead is just indicate these Terminator lines, sort of like cell shading, but without actually filling them in. When they're small, I sometimes do fill them in, but there's like a lot of area to cover with a pencil and I see it as a waste of time. I would fill it in digitally if I had like a bucket tool or like the lasso tool to make selections, but yeah, this is pencil. What I will fill in, however, is the bike poles, the bike body. We can leave like a little area untouched in the center of these iron parts, so it creates like the illusion of a reflection, which is pretty cool. Creates like a cool contrast with the character, and that's what we want. Creates like a little liveliness in the picture. But yeah, manual labor, eh? Time to whip out the business card though to get to those straight lines in there. I did not count how many there were on the actual reference. I just did it randomly. Nobody will notice. If I wouldn't have pointed it out right now, you would not have noticed. But anyway, something I enjoy how it turned out was the texture on the bike wheels, following the cylindrical form of it, the circular plus cylindrical form. I wasn't really trying to be precise with it. I just created the texture natural, allowed the illusion of texture to be created with just lines like that. Yeah, the timer is starting to run low, so let's throw in like that little pattern, that dotted pattern on the skirt there to create like some liveliness overall, and as a finishing touch, some occlusion shadows on the touching points of the feet and the wheels, the ground, and like a little bit of hatching in the background, which just pops the character out a little bit more against the white, so it's not against the white. No white against white. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. We done. Looking for reference but can't find any? I know you do. Check out the extensive library of high quality reference packs by Graphic Studio down in the description below and support the channel. Hey Chala, I was wanting to possibly look into a basic sketch with very light shading of my OC. And the sketch would just be a simple sitting at basic little wooden chair, whatever style you seem fit. The outfit will be the turtleneck he's currently wearing with some torn jeans with a chain. Jeans in this style, I'll give artistic freedom on the tears on them, with some regular black and white Converse shoes, while holding a smartphone with just a regular facial expression. My character has a scruffy beard in the ref. His beard should be more in line of this. Let's roll 3, no, not even 3 hours, 1.5. We gotta get like a starting point in there, and as usual, I mean not as usual, but as sometimes we start enough with the 3D model, because it creates like perspective for the scene I can easily follow. Let's throw in like some basic building blocks for the character. I did not really use any reference. I mean, the commissioner gave me a pose reference actually. I followed that, but only loosely, because I wanted to switch the pose up a little bit, made the hand hang low like that, because he chill like that. Looking down at his phone though, like an NPC. Lol. Funny 2023 word, overused. Let's give him a phone and tweak the perspective, because it was looking a little off. Looked up a few references on people holding phones, because it's like a thing we do every day, like everybody does, but like the hand pose is so weirdly complex to draw, like, for some reason. Like, it's weird. It feels like it should be easier, but it's not for some reason. But yeah, that's about as much as I did for the base. We can draw the clothes on top of it now. Like the man's rocking skinny jeans in 2023, almost 2024. When will skinny jeans make a comeback? Make your predictions in the comments. I say 2025 is the time when I rhyme. I was gonna keep going with the rhyme, but it would have been cringe. It's already wood. Let's give him the turtleneck. It was kind of tight on the torso, but not as tight in the sleeves. Gave like a little bit of baggage there, like bagginess. Creates like a cool silhouette, but it makes me wonder why did I draw such nice arms if I'm just gonna cover it up. Anyway, FaceTime. FaceTime, lol, Apple moment. Yeah, perspective from this angle, like when the eyes are pointing down like that. That's hard for me to draw for some reason. There's the eyeball is like a whole ass sphere, and then like only a small fraction of it is visible when the eyes are like folded. It's odd, like you need to get the curvature right and the angles. Anyway, the hair was pretty easy, like just a curvy hair, wavy. Short dog ears, because you gotta do what you gotta do. People have their interests and it reflects in their character designs. So Converse is still kind of cool. I thought I'd give them the heart in there as well, the red heart. I forgot what it's called, but I did not do that after all. The design of these shoes is like, if you know how to draw feet, you know how to draw Converse shoes. Like it just follows the shape of the foot pretty precisely. Like it's like skinny jeans but for your feet. But yeah, I took like my own reference because I thought the pose something about it looked off, and what I found out was that the leg was like going too high up. It should be a bit more level because the camera is lower down. Otherwise he's holding his knee up in the air deliberately. And like I give him a new hand as well with my own reference. With my own phone holding reference. Like, I don't know why is it so hard to draw people holding phones? Like, it's just, I don't know, like the fingers wrap around everything so really, like I even had to do this twice in a row, like erase out the fingers and draw the phone again. Even on the second try I didn't get it fully right, but it is what it is. It reads as it should, as like a person holding a phone, so it's working. Little perspective tweaks on the legs as well, like I give the pants like that side stitching thing, I forgot what the term is, but it marks the side plane of the leg. It starts like high up, and then when it goes to the knee, it goes lower. So that marks the perspective on the leg pretty well. For the rips in the pants, just place them over the knee and like over the thighs, pretty easy. So 7 holes for the laces on the Converse, some knowledge for you, and then 2 extra holes in the inner side. But yeah, time to draw in the laces. The drawing experience of it is pretty similar to having to put physical laces on real shoes. Like you need to go under, over, under, over. It's hard in the first 2 minutes, but then you get like a formula down and then it becomes easy. I was able to do the same exact thing on the other shoe as well, like under, over, and then repeat on the opposite side. Easy shit. I forgot to draw like the top parts where the shoelaces are tied, but yeah, nobody will notice. Made the share very high contrast and put it on multiply mode so that the white disappears and only the line art remains. It's like a cheat code. I did not have a lot of time to draw the chains, so I just used like a custom brush and like threw in a little bit of my own lines over the top. Forgot that he's a dog man after all, he needs a tail. Did like a beard with cool shapes, like Overwatch type shapes. I don't know why. Like the cowboy from Overwatch. I don't know his name, I don't play that game, but I remember the character design. Anyway, like the client wanted like some light shading, so I'm doing some light shading. It's gonna be lowered opacity. It looks kind of dirty right now, but once I lower the opacity, it will be better, I promise. Like, there we go. Gave myself like a little list of stuff to finish in the last 3 minutes. Give like some occlusion shadows, tighten up the shading in certain areas. We're very low on time now, but I'll just do like a little bit of overtime to get those occlusion shadows in there, like with the lasso tool, like some stylized occlusion shadows with sharp edges, because like the beard has sharp edges, so maybe it would be nice if there were more sharp edges elsewhere over the character. And like finally, just making the lines a little bit more uniform. Not uniform, just making the silhouette of the character pop out with thicker lines. And like just being deliberate with the line weights gives it like a more finished feeling. It is a sketch there, like the client ordered a sketch, but I still want to make it look like it is intended to be only that. So this aids the presentation in that way. Finally, let's throw in like a little gradient in the back. Pops the character's silhouette out even more, makes it look like he's filled in. And yeah, that's about it. That's the dogman for you. Dogman sitting successfully, waiting for his appointment to his dog suit being finished.
Alright.
Hi guys! Yeah, I've got a few more pieces done already, recorded, lined up. We're about to get the consistency up on this channel. Commissions are open as always. You could get your own video made like this, so check out the full info and prices down below. See y'all in the next one.
Buy my shirts right now or else.
Bruh, check out my SoundCloud.
Hey kid, wanna buy some reference packs? I got you covered, fam.